Hi everybody, it's Kim from Patriot Garden, and today we're making strawberry freezer jam. Yes, you can use your ball jars in the freezer. I'm trying to find ways to use up some of the many pounds of berries that we collected last year so that there's room to go get some more. Now we're simply going to be making strawberry jam today with 3 simple ingredients: strawberries, some sugar, and some lemon juice. I do not use pectin in my jam. Now you can use pectin in your jam, there's nothing wrong with it, but I just thought I'd let you know what pectin is, what are the pros and cons of pectin, so that you can make an informed decision. Now, pectin is a starch. It's a starch that comes from the cell walls of fruits and vegetables. And like a starch, it acts like a gelling agent or a thickening agent. Pectin is unlike gelatin, which is pulled from animals, but they both do the same thing. There's regular pectin, and then there's something called freezer pectin or instant pectin, because pectin is meant to be cooked. And here's the catch though, because if it's overcooked, it very easily can lose its ability to gel your food. Nutritionally, there are pros and cons to pectin. The pro to a pectin is because it comes from the cell walls of fruits and vegetables, it's a fiber. So it's going to act positively in your body as a fiber would, like for instance for cholesterol levels. But pectin also has some negative effects. It could prohibit the absorption of certain nutrients like beta carotene. So like everything, it has its good and its bad. It's easy and it's not so easy. And now that you know what pectin is and how you can use it, you can make decisions when you go to jar or can. Just one more thing to think about. When you use pectin, you will reach your gel stage faster than if you use sugar without pectin. So I'm going to be cooking this longer with just sugar and no pectin to reach the gel stage. So we got a lot of things going on the stove today, but let's make our strawberry jam. I'm using about the equivalent of 3 pints of strawberries. It's a rough measure. That's the great thing about jam, is it doesn't need to be exact. And always with a little bit more water so that the berries don't stick to the bottom. Okay, now that the strawberries are melted and they're on a medium heat, they're going to start boiling. I'm going to incorporate my sugar and my lemon juice and then just cook them till they reach that gel stage. As you can see, cooking jam sometimes results in this very foamy consistency. It has a tendency to bubble over the pan and cause quite a mess. So just make sure that you never leave the jam unattended and make sure that you're continuously stirring it down. You can also periodically just skim off the foam, because you don't really want that in your jars. You can see how much further down the mixture has boiled. But I just did a plate test and it's not quite ready. So I put the plate back in the freezer and we'll let it boil a little while longer. Okay, this test is much more promising. So it's not dripping as quickly, it's not as liquid, and it also, if you can see, is forming a little bit of a wrinkle or a skin when I push it down. I know it's tough to see. Remember, the plate goes in the freezer while you're cooking, and then the plate comes out of the freezer, you put some of the jam on it, put the jam back in the freezer for 1 minute. And then when you see that it doesn't drip as quickly as liquid and also pushes and creates that skin or that wrinkle, then you know your jam is ready. Now that the jam is done, we're going to put it into jars. Now, if you remember when I canned some jam a while back, I left a very small amount of headspace. Jam does not need a lot of headspace when you are processing it in a water bath canner. But since we're not doing that, we're going to put it in the freezer, and things that are frozen do expand. I'm actually going to leave a lot of headspace, and I'm not going to screw down the cap. Okay, I'm actually going to leave it like that. I don't know if you can see that, but that's probably a couple of inches of headspace. And when I put the jar in the freezer, I'm literally just going to put the cap on top so nothing gets into the jar, and I'm not going to screw that cap down until the jam is completely frozen. Okay, so we have 2 pints and a half pint to put in the freezer, and once they are completely frozen, of course, I will tighten down the lids. This will go in the refrigerator for now. If this was helpful for you, don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button, and we'll see you next time. Happy gardening, everybody.